What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Why does the United States pay higher drug prices than other countries? Because America's the only country in the world where 340B hospitals mark up drug prices and PBM middlemen charge billions in hidden fees. Meanwhile, Americans subsidize the research and development for new cures. Other countries benefit, but don't pay their fair share. Crack down on the middlemen. End the free riding. Lower drug prices. Go to balancethescales.org to learn more. Paid for by Pharma.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
Have you guys ever seen before a walk-off in a baseball game unsatisfying? The game ending on catcher's interference? Have you guys ever seen that happen before, where a baseball game, and I'm sure Kirchen and others can go through the history of how often that has happened, because baseball has a lot of history like that, but I can't remember seeing that.
I saw that the last time that happened was 1977.
1977, okay. So the last time the Dolphins won a playoff game was 1977, right? No? It was 2001? Okay, so 25. So 50 years. It hasn't happened in 50 years that there's been a walk-off. Are we allowed to show the walk-off catcher's interference? Is that something that we have the video rights to? Because it's certainly not something that I have seen, and we will see if we can show it to you in a moment. I will remind all of you that you can catch us daily 11 to 2 on the DraftKings Network. Obviously, you can catch us right now on YouTube Live.
It was 1971, so it was 6 years earlier.
All right, so let me see the video of that. A game ending on just confusion. It's terrible, right? When games of any kind end, you got a bunch of people in the stadium and everyone's just milling about, and then they have to go to an arbiter or a judge, and somebody who's not actually playing is making a decision, and then everyone goes home. It's hugely unsatisfying. But let's see here. You got the Red Sox and the Phillies, and there you go. He's yelling at the catcher for interfering. And
I think we get a little audio here, layout.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Oh, my goodness, there was.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. There is catcher's interference.
Wow! The Phillies have won on a catcher's interference.
Hell of a call right there.
That's great. I can't imagine how excited Tim Kirchen was to see this. It probably made his year.
1971 is the last time that ends. Can I see who came in from third there? The Phillies have a habit of having either Jason Worths or Bryce Harpers or a whole bunch of hairy people.
Wash your hair.
I wouldn't want to see them in the wilderness. Like if this person ran at you, if this person ran at you next to the Lopez brothers, Robin Lopez and Brooke Lopez in the forest at night, wouldn't you be scared?
I saw this dude months ago. I was like, it can't be. Worth still can't be.
No, it's not Jason Worth.
That was like the last time I watched. By the way, I heard from exclusive reports out at Tahoe, Jason Worth joined the tournament one of the days from hole 4.
Can you look up for me whether or not Jason Worth, his last contract was for how much? Jason, with the name Worth, did he get $150 million, $200 million, one of those giant deals?
I don't care what you tell me. That is Jason Worth. That is coming in to score. That has to be.
That is Brandon Marsh.
No, it's not. That's Jason Worth.
7-year, $126 million.
If you saw Marsh in a marsh that hairy, you would be frightened, would you not? Like this is a person. This is too much. All of this.
If I saw anyone in a marsh, I'd probably be frightened.
Excellent point.
Can you get me the sound, please, Roy, of something that you really, I don't think, want to hear a pilot say? I don't think this is information that he needs to share. I don't know how you guys feel about the chatty pilot, what you want to hear from the pilot at all.
Nope, I'll never understand it. The pilot, you have nothing to say to me. You have nothing to say to me the entire flight.
What if he makes an aggressive right turn that you would never make in a normal plane, and all of a sudden I feel like then I would want some reassurance.
Reassurance of what? You're still in the air.
Why did you just make an abrupt right turn?
Who cares why?
Wait a minute. If a plane made a turn that was like where it got the whole place like, whoa, we don't usually turn that quick. You'd just be like, oh, no problem.
Yeah. Well, what happens if he doesn't say anything to you? What happens?
The whole place starts murmuring of like, why'd he do that? What do you think?
I was on a plane that got struck by lightning, and everyone's like, did we just get struck by lightning? And then 5 minutes later, the pilot's like, yeah, we got struck.
That was a long 5 minutes, I bet.
We got struck by lightning. I was like, well, thank God. But now after the rehearsal, anytime I get a chatty pilot, I'm like, yes. Because if he's talking to me that much, he's talking to the co-pilot.
Well, that's what happened here. There was an aggressive turn, and then the pilot said this.
For those of you on the right-hand side, you probably saw the airplane kind of sort of coming at us. Nobody told us about it, and so we continued, and air traffic. There's no radar here, so the tower is controlled, the tower does everything visually, and so they said report about you're 6 miles from the airport. So we did that. I think he realized that the spacing wasn't going to work, and he said turn right. And I looked over, and there was an airplane, which those of you on the right-hand side, I thought it was a small airplane like the one you see at the airport right now doing touch and goes.
Shut up.
He said turn right. I said there's an airplane over there, and he says turn left. And then by the time we read back to clearance, looked over and saw the airplane that was kind of coming on a converging course with us. And so given his speed, it was a military, I don't know how fast they were going, but they were a lot faster than us. I felt it was the safest thing to do to turn behind it. So sorry about the aggressive maneuver. It caught me by surprise. This is not normal at all.
You feel better hearing from that rambling man?
That was a little long-winded, but I do feel better after that. And there was an applause after, later in that, they start clapping. They're like, "Thank you."
You feel better hearing the pilot tell you that air traffic control doesn't know what they're doing and that they don't have a radar where they are right now. That made you feel better.
I think it's better than if I got nothing after an aggressive turn.
Just get me to where I'm going.
One thing's abundantly clear. It is not that dude's fault.
It is his fault, though, that he made the decision to go on a microphone and tell everyone in rambling fashion, I was told to make a right, left, can't see anything, we don't have a radar. Holy shit, that military plane was moving much faster than I thought it was. None of that gave me confidence that we weren't going to end up in that same situation 5 minutes later.
He could have had a tight 10 or 15. Could have just been sorry about that. There was something there we were unaware of.
After hearing from that guy, I'm asking off the flight.
While it's in the air?
Yeah. I gotta get out.
Yeah.
Parachute?
I want off.
Sir, parachute. Small werewolf.
I don't know who you're impersonating there.
I do love that even a moment like that, he's very calm. He's just like, I'm still talking like this. I don't really, even though something really traumatic just happened.
There's no radar here, but everybody should feel okay about that. Oh, thanks for the update.
My heart rate's going a little faster than the way I'm talking right now, but everything's fine, guys.
He should have just kept going at that point. We've had collisions in the air recently. The FAA can be trusted less, as well as other American government systems that don't function the way that they used to.
What am I, DB Cooper? DB Cooper over here.
I don't want to make this political, but...
Did you hear Darius Rucker left the country because he hates America?
I don't want to make this political, but holy shit, that military plane was moving fast.
And as you know, there is a history of military aircraft colliding, very recent.
But I avoided that.
Yeah.
And then they all clapped. They did. He kind of put them in a thing where it's like, luckily, I did what I did, and we're fine now.
I would have booed. I'd boo.
Hey, just shut up and drive the plane.
Bad pun. Bad pun.
You had them driving the plane? Is that what he said?
Bad pun.
There's no radar? Good. Less talking. More focus.
You drive. Shut up. You knew what I meant.
Oh, but I've never heard someone say drive the plane.
Steer the plane.
I've heard the confusion drive a boat because people don't know the verb to use on boat. But I've never heard drive the plane.
What do you use on boat?
Captain.
No, please. Shut up, Mickey.
Thank you. You drive things, all right? If the plane got a steering wheel?
If you're on a bicycle, are you driving?
Can you turn?
Does the plane have a steering wheel?
It's a thing you turn. I don't know if it's a wheel. It's like that weird, U-shaped thing.
I feel like you drive a bike more than you drive a car. You ride a bike. Yeah, I know you ride one, but you're doing the work. The bike is not doing the work of getting you point A to point B, so I feel like riding is not actually accurate of what you're doing with a bike. You're powering a bike.
That's your truth.
How do you drive a sub?
Do you also captain a sub?
I mean, you've seen Crimson Tide, right? You've seen down Periscope. They have wheels there, but it's not like you look out the windshield. Subs don't have windshields. No. They got that little binocular. How do you know where you're going?
What is the verb? What is the verb you use on submarine? What is the verb on what it is that? And I'm not sure, by the way. I use captain a ship. I'm not even sure that's right. Like is it right? Like what is the verb that you use with maneuvering around a ship? And Billy, I think you've just brought up a point that I've never heard before. I think you're absolutely right that you drive a bicycle and you ride a car.
I mean, you push the pedal on the car, but you're doing all of the work on a bicycle. So you're not really riding it. You're putting in the effort here.
What is Chris ahawing about?
Guys, it's just you guys are kind of accepting that there's some confusion here where we're driving something.
No, not on a plane though. There's no confusion on what I'm doing with a plane. The people are
flying part
a
is going
plane.
up in the air. That's the flying part. The steering, that's driving the plane.
I don't know who hears that pilot, that rambling man, and then claps after that.
I've got a handful of questions here. Put this on the poll at Le Batard Show. Does a airplane have a steering wheel? Because that's not what I think of. I don't know what it's called, but I just don't think of a plane having a steering wheel.
Apparently you pilot a sub the same way you pilot a blimp. However, drive is commonly invoked when it comes to a sub. But this is also ChatGPT. When I asked it, do you drive a submarine? It responded, no, I'm ChatGPT. I don't drive a sub. And I'm like, no, you idiot. I would never call it an idiot to its face, though.
I pilot a blimp, I think.
That's what he just said, that you pilot a blimp, but I don't pilot. You should pilot a plane too, right? Like, but you don't drive a plane, Chris.
Right. But you said fly, and it's pilot.
You fly a plane.
You just up into the air.
You fly a
kite. The steering part, that's piloting.
I'm starting to think Zaz is right about this Backstreet Boys situation.
Howdy, folks. It's Mike Ryan. If you were listening to the show just a couple days ago, you know that Jeremy came up with the top 5 breath of fresh air type of list. A really refreshing feeling. And on that list, Jeremy, help me out.
I mean, that first sip of a Miller Lite at the barbecue on a hot day, crack it open.
That sound
feeling's better.
That sound ultra satisfying. And then that first sip, it hits. And yes, while it's hot outside as it is presently, it cools your body down. It hits a little different down here in South Florida. But as someone that had Miller Lite north of the border and basically football tailgates as the leaves turn, there really isn't a bad time to turn into Miller time.
Next time we should do a top 5 times to have Miller time.
I like where your head's at because it's every time.
That's right.
Every time. Morning time, well, scratch that.
Nah, morning time.
morning time if you're on vacation.
If you're on vacation.
If you're on vacation.
If you're at a morning tailgate, there's a noon game.
It's Miller time somewhere. Miller Lite. Great taste. 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
The Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz is sponsored by BetterHelp. All right, it's summer and you're feeling overwhelmed at work. You're not alone. 61% of people globally are dealing with higher than normal stress. That's a lot of us. Now, we can't all disappear to a beach and hit reset, but we can take small steps. For me, I like taking walks, soaking up the sun and unplug for like 30 seconds, punch a pillow. Hey, it helps. And sometimes you need a little more. That's where BetterHelp comes in. Whether it's learning boundaries, managing stress, or talking things out, therapy can help you feel more like you. BetterHelp has over 30,000 therapists, and they've helped over 5 million people. It's all online, super flexible, and you can switch therapists anytime. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Unwind from work with BetterHelp. All listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/DLB. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/DLB.
Dan Le Batard.
The elephant went into a 7-Eleven and bought a pack of cigarettes. But my question to Ron is this.
Stugotz.
That joke didn't really land the way you wanted it to, did it? We all just stared at you. Didn't land at all.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
At Batard Show on all of the polls. Also put this on the poll. Have you ever applauded on an airplane? Because I do think there are two kinds of people in the world. People who applaud in an airplane and people who don't, and they don't like each other. They don't. Those kinds of people don't get along.
If you find out your pilot just avoided a B-52, all right, thank you.
All right, get me that. Get me that sound again, and I'm going to play it for Ron McGill here. Ron McGill, our most popular guest, not named Tim Kirkshin. I don't know why I always rank them. They're about equal, but some years Ron McGill's ahead, some years Tim Kirkshin's ahead. Ron, how do you feel? You're a very nice man, a very decent man. If you're flying on an airplane and you hear this after an abrupt right turn because the pilot is driving an airplane and makes an abrupt right turn, tell me what your reaction is to hearing this.
Those of you on the right-hand side, you probably saw the airplane kind of sort of coming at us. Nobody told us about it, and so we continued, and air traffic. There's no radar here, so the tower is controlled, the tower does everything visually, and so they said report about you're 6 miles from the airport. So we did that. I think he realized that the spacing wasn't going to work, and he said turn right. And I looked over, and there was an airplane, which those of you on the right-hand side, I thought it was a small airplane like the one you see at the airport right now doing touch and goes. And he said, turn right. I said, there's an airplane over there. And he says, turn left. And then by the time we read back the clearance, looked over and saw the airplane that was kind of coming on a converging course with us. And so given his speed, it was the military. I don't know how fast they were going, but they were a lot faster than us. I felt it was the safest thing to do to turn behind it. So sorry about the aggressive maneuver. It caught me by surprise. This is not normal at all.
Ron, what would you want your pilot doing immediately after an abrupt right?
I'd want him to get me to the ground because I don't feel it's that safe to fly anymore. What the hell's going on there? I mean, that's very unsettling to hear that. But having said that, I mean, I appreciate the explanation. I think it was a little long-winded. I think, I'm not very happy being in that plane.
Would you prefer Would you prefer an explanation or no explanation? Would you prefer that explanation or no explanation? Just silence
after the abrupt right.
No, I prefer some explanation. I don't want abrupt silence. I don't want silence. I prefer, but I don't need that kind of detail. Like there's a B-52 plane coming at me, and we had to avoid the plane because he didn't see us, and there's no radar up here, and nobody knows, and nobody let us know what was happening. I don't need all that information because that's not making me feel very secure in the plane. I would just say, listen, we came across an unexpected occurrence, and that right was just to make our flight safer.
Yep,
that's all I need to hear.
That's it. That's all that needs to be said. I don't need to hear from a rambling man who is telling me that I am flying in the blind with no radar.
I agree with that.
At the end, he also said it's not normal, and I didn't know if that means it is normal or if he was stuttering when he said negative. Not. It was very confusing.
There were a number of things in there that really made me question basically all of his competence, including not being able to explain what was happening with the tower.
He's not a public speaker.
Oh.
And he totally destroyed my confidence. He totally destroyed my confidence to fly. I would never want to hear a pilot tell me, oh, there's no radar up here, so we're kind of flying blind. Who says that?
Chris Cody, just so you know, he was literally speaking into a public speaker. That's what he was doing. And he was doing so very poorly and horrifying the people who were flying, who, if they were nervous, were not soothed. Everything became worse after that. Let's play some videos here from the animal kingdom for Ron McGill, as we do every week around here. And I will remind you that the audience here is the single greatest contributor to Zoo Miami's substantive endowment. I should say Ron McGill's substantive endowment as part of the work that he does beyond Zoo Miami. And so if you want to help Ron McGill and all the help that he gives the animals without any bureaucracy, any people in the way, you can find very easily Ron McGill's substantive endowment on the internet. You remain the greatest contributor to this that there has ever been. Let's play the first video here of a sea turtle, and I want you to explain to me what this sea turtle is doing here, Ron. I don't know what it's doing. Perhaps you can explain to us as bubbles emerge from its mouth what the sea turtle is doing.
It's relaxing. It's resting. It's common. They just release small amounts of air as it's resting to help, not just with buoyancy, but it's just relaxing. It's just releasing air that had accumulated, when it went down to dive. But that's a very common thing with a sea turtle kind of, I don't want to say sleeping because they have to breathe air, so he's going to go back up to get air eventually. But it's just the slow release of air in his lungs while he's relaxing on the ocean floor there.
You ever just,
very common.
You don't ever just relax when you can't breathe? I do it all the time.
Sea turtles have a different respiratory system than we do, Chris, and they're able to stay underwater for a significantly longer amount of time because that's where they live.
Give us the best fact you can about the sea turtle, your favorite sea turtle fact.
The fact is that a sea turtle can hatch out on a beach, swim out of that beach, and for the next 20 to 30 years, swim literally around the world, okay? And when it becomes sexually mature, that sea turtle will go back to the same beach that it hatched out 20 to 30 years ago to lay its own eggs. That is pretty unbelievable to think about that. Think about it. If you were born, Dan, let's say you were born at a hospital down here at Jackson Memorial Hospital, and 30 years later you live in India and Africa or whatever, and you say, you know what? Well, assuming you're a female, you're going to have a baby. I'm going to go have a baby back, but never having been there except for the time you were born and left and know how to get back there. First of all, how would you know how to get back there without, any kind of navigation equipment anyway? These turtles can find the same beach they hatched out of 20 to 30 years later, having never been there within those 20 to 30 years, just to go back and lay their eggs.
There's got to be like 1% though. That's just like, God, where did I make that left turn? Like asking for.
Chris, I'm sure there is a very tiny percentage that is not able to do that. But the fact of the matter is the normal sea turtle can do that. The navigation is unbelievable to think about.
If you can only choose one, and I'm going to make you choose one, the sea turtle is smart or not smart?
Smart.
Because that's not intelligence, what you're describing, right?
No, that's not intelligence. That's instinct. Yes, you're correct.
And so you think it's brain. You've told us before, for example, the owl is not smart. It's
right.
There's not a brain in there.
What?
Well, there's a brain in there, Dan. Don't take it to an extreme. There's a brain in there, but it's not a problem-solving brain, okay? It's a survival brain.
But it's not smart. Were you reacting to it, my saying it didn't have a brain?
I was reacting to the idea of if you opened up an owl's head, there's no brain.
Okay, but it's not smart.
That's exactly what Dan said.
It is what I said. Okay, but I think most people are surprised that the owl is not smart. The owl has a reputation for being wise. I don't think.
Absolutely. It's one of those big misconceptions of nature. It started with wise potato chips. What's their logo? The owl.
But the sea turtle, if I had to think, I would think it has a small brain and that it doesn't do very much.
It doesn't have a large brain, but I wouldn't say it has a necessarily small brain. Now, crocodilians, they have a small brain for their size. But sea turtles can recognize things. They can decipher different situations. And I think they're a relatively smart animal when it comes to the world of reptiles.
What animal has the biggest useless brain, like a giant brain that really isn't very smart?
I don't think there is such a thing, Billy. I think there's animals that have giant brains that we don't know how they're able to utilize them, but they do utilize them in certain ways. Right away comes to mind something like the dolphin. A lot of the cetaceans, the whales, they have massive brains, and we just don't know the language that they speak, but they know the language they speak. They know they're able to navigate their ways through the seas, through the world. They're able to, to do different things, to detect different things that we're not able to detect. And we know they have that massive brain. We don't know exactly how they use it, but we know they're able to use it.
Ron, you mentioned dolphins. A couple weeks ago, I was walking along Biscayne Bay, and I saw a dolphin that seemed to be putting on a show kind of for passersby. And this dolphin kept jumping out of the water. And then when it came back a second or third time, it seemed to be playing with a fish. We thought that it was trying to eat the fish, but then we quickly realized the fish was alive. It would grab the fish, it would hop up, toss the fish, go down, grab the fish, come back up, then toss the fish again. Was it playing? Was it hunting? How traumatized was this fish? What was going on?
You also thought the fish might be too big, right? That it couldn't actually do anything with the size of the fish.
Yeah, well, listen, there's no question it was probably playing. There's no question that the fish was traumatized, but that's nature. Dolphins are incredibly intelligent, and I wouldn't be surprised if that dolphin was doing this close to shore just to put on a show as well. I think dolphins are aware sometimes when they have an audience, so to speak. We have dolphins that often will follow boats, fishing boats. They'll navigate right next to them, put on all kinds of jumps and twirls and turns and all kinds of neat stuff. Dolphins definitely enjoy themselves. They play. Like many animals, they do know how to play. They do enjoy playing.
Is there any animal that enjoys playing above all other animals? Like, is there a number one ranked player in the animal kingdom?
I can't say there's a number one ranked player. I guess the more intelligent the animal, the more playful it tends to be. And of course, that goes everywhere from the cetaceans to the primates to great apes. But, elephants, God, we see elephants play tremendously in all kinds of situations. So all these animals do have the ability. Bears will play quite a bit also when they're socializing.
Roy, are you shaking your head because any stray sound that isn't a perfect sound is, to your career, a blasphemous indictment of doing anything well?
That's when my emails come in, guys. I'm sorry.
You are right, Ron. That is your email sound. That's your computer sounds. And yeah,
I'm sorry, Roy. Something I can't control. I'm not technologically savvy to turn that stuff off. They just keep coming in. I'm sorry.
Ron, why can't animals organize sports leagues and have teams that they watch play? If they like playing so much, why can't they have professional animal sports leagues? Or really sports that they invent on their own?
I think they do play sometimes in team ways. I've seen, troops of chimpanzees gather together and have different teams. I've seen things with meerkats getting little kind of cliques within their mobs. So their team sport may not be the same as our team sport. I don't think they have gambling or anything like that.
Well, they don't have jerseys or anything like that. So you never know if they're playing a sport or if they're just walking around handling their, business.
Well, maybe they are keen enough to decipher one another without the need of a jersey. Just their sight smell is so distinctive, and their senses are so keen that they don't need that because their senses tell them who's on what team. Whereas we need that because our senses have been dulled over so many years of just pouring ourselves with colognes and perfumes and soaps and all that other stuff to disguise what we really smell like.
Dan, would you like to apologize to Roy?
I wasn't questioning Roy. I was asking if Roy was upset because that sound was upsetting to him.
That's awfully convenient. That sounded like you were blaming Roy.
Did it?
Yeah, 2 words that are very powerful today. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute, though. I didn't
know that's Ron. It's always been Ron. Just say I'm sorry.
There goes again. Sorry.
Look at that.
See, Ron could do it.
Roy, stop doing that!
I'm sorry, Dan.
Let's play another video for Ron here of a pelican. You tell me, Ron, what this pelican is doing. I don't understand what this pelican is doing.
Thermoregulating.
What?
Thermoregulating. It's kind of cooling off or heating up depending on what the situation is. You see that skin all around the bill there? That releases and takes in heat. It's like when crocodilians, you'll see alligators open their mouth and keep their mouth open. Crocodiles, same thing. They're thermoregulating. They're trying to birds don't perspire, so they have to release heat in other ways, and that's one way the pelicans can do it. It's like a dog panting, for that matter.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju, at Batard Show. Is thermoregulating a word? Because Zaslow is saying that it is not a word.
100% no.
He's saying that is not one word. Is it 2 words? Is it hyphenated? Is it? I don't. He's saying Zaslow's saying
it could be hyphenated, but it is a word. It is a term that is commonly used in science.
That's your truth.
Ron McGill joins us every week with his truth. We are grateful for all of his work in the animal kingdom. Let's play a third video for him. Also put on the poll, by the way, did that pelican look like Rob Ryan at Batard Show? I have another video for you here of a lioness.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That tells you who wears the pants in that family.
The male gets beat up by the woman. The male lion is...
There you go.
Yeah.
You know what happened there? That male was looking for some nookie, and she wasn't about to give it up. Really? And I tell people all the time, females run the show when it comes to sex in the animal kingdom. You may think that male's strong. You may think he's the powerful one. But at the end of the day, she runs that show. And she's letting him know, not now. And no means no in the animal kingdom.
That lion is scared.
Of course he's scared. You don't... Zazo. Are you married? Do you have a significant other? What's your deal?
Yeah.
You ever had that significant other really, really get mad?
Yeah, but I wasn't scared.
Yeah, you were. If you weren't, you need to be.
I was scared the first time I saw my wife.
There you go.
Angry. Yeah, I didn't want to do that again.
Well, there you go. I get scared. I know when she's really angry, I'm scared.
I just didn't recognize.
Was it the cupcake that Jessica stole?
How'd you know?
Lions, not sheep.
Ron, good seeing you. Thank you. It's always
a pleasure, guys.
It's always nice seeing you. Ron McGill, our second most popular guest ever, behind Tim Kirkshin after this appearance. That's for this week. I don't know if next week it'll change at all, but we always appreciate Ron's efforts around here. I think he's been on close to 20 years. I don't think he was on the very first year, but pretty close to the first year. And we don't run out of questions. And while we repeat some of the questions, we don't run out of questions. The curiosity is something that never ends. The knowledge is something that appears to never end.
The spirit of innovation is deeply ingrained in America, and Google is helping Americans innovate in ways both big and small. From improving emergency response times to protecting against cyber attacks, local, state, and federal governments are innovating with Google AI. This is a new era of American innovation. Find out more at g.co/American innovation.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Knowing you could be saving money for the things you really want, like that dream house or ride, is a great feeling. That's why the State Farm Personal Price Plan can help you save when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Dan Le Batard.
I've never stepped foot on that campus. If you told me right now your life depends on it, go to Santa Fe University and just take a picture.
Stugotz.
I would die. I don't know where it is.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
We were speaking, though, of significant others, and Chris Cody came in here today, and he had an opinion that I think would be the opposite of the opinion if we threw it to the audience and asked the primarily male audience in our group to have the same opinion as Chris Cody. Chris Cody said, upon arrival here, that Vegas with the wife is better than Vegas with the boys. After returning from Vegas, and the boys in this case were the Backstreet Boys, and he was there with his wife, and he came in. Billy, what are you making faces for?
Sounds like he stepped in it and the wife was listening to what he was going to talk about. So that's the story that we came on air and told.
Nonsense.
It's just not believable.
I've got another angle here.
Well, let's let him make the claim first, because I was surprised to hear him say that he had come back from Vegas. Let's put it on the poll, please. What's better, Vegas with your significant other, or I'm not going to make it just for men, Vegas with your significant other, or
friends trip
with your pals, Vegas with your pals, or with
Very inclusive of you. You've earned points.
Thank you.
Slowly climbing yourself out of that July 4th nonsense.
This is not an echo chamber.
I'm just gonna paint a broad brush of what Vegas looked like for me with the guys' trip. Casino, sports book, a steakhouse that I end up having to go to the bathroom for way too much.
Yeah, that's what we do.
And no sleep.
Oh, man, that sounds awesome.
It sounds so good.
Great.
That's okay, and it was. And I've done that multiple times.
A little bit of drugs?
Well, yeah, whatever you like. And this trip, it was
Whatever you like.
a nice, two nice shows, some good food, enough sleep. Just like, I know, of course, I worked in some Cuervo and sodas. Don't get me wrong. Like, I had a nice time. I was indulging, but it was just, I got like 6-7 hours every night. I woke up with like, what are we going to do today? Want to go to a pool party? Like, I woke up refreshed.
I love you so much. I'm having a great time.
I got to see, my wife was so happy at the Backstreet Boys concert. We ate great food. Best Friend. You've been to Best Friend?
I'm so happy for
At Park
you.
MGM. Delicious food.
That's great.
It's just, I had fun. I left the trip. I wasn't tired. I was just like,
you look good.
This was a nice trip.
You look great.
I want to do Vegas because I was kind of over. I was like, I have reached the point where I'm like, I'm done with the debaucherous.
Of course you're done.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, I shocked myself with how much I enjoyed just being there with my wife.
Do you think that if we were to pose the same question to her, which would you prefer, a girl's trip or a trip to Vegas with Christopher, she would say with you?
I mean, I think I did pretty well this weekend.
That's great. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, Billy, I think she'd choose me.
You got an eye towards football season, don't you?
I do. Got to plant the seeds now.
Yeah, bye.
No, I honestly, I know you guys think I'm doing a thing. No jazz hands.
Billy,
here.
but did you make the accusations? Did you make?
I've made no accusations.
No, whatever your theory was, did you file whatever your theory was on why it is that Chris is saying this? You don't believe.
No,
him.
it's his truth. It's his truth.
Okay, but so you don't have a theory.
He's not currying favor with a loved one before football season takes him away.
Or he did something bad. So
I'm
he's
just
now-
kind of done with the stumbling back to my hotel at 5:30 and like I gotta be up at 9.
Done with awesome nights, huh?
I'll make you a bet. You're not done with it.
He's not done with it at all.
I didn't do it on this trip, and I was like, "This is nice."
Yeah,
You're telling me
occasionally.
the next guys trip you go on to Vegas, it's gonna be like 1 a.m. drinks, bottles are popping. Maybe you're in the the adult gentlemen's club, and you're thinking, what would be better? I was just here with my wife. No way.
I mean,
there is like this new thing. I find it a lot with my South American friends. The FaceTime while you're just eating. So this happened. I was at a hibachi place, and that was nice gentleman. 2 from Spain, 1 from Venezuela, and he was just WhatsApp FaceTiming his wife the entire time, and they weren't really saying much. She was just watching the man eat to make sure he wasn't doing anything he wasn't supposed to.
He's cheated on her for sure.
There's something going on, but like there's
a lack of trust there that comes from somewhere.
This is a thing. I've seen I'm on this algo now where people are like in the club having bottle service, and there's just like a FaceTime phone popped up, and this guy's in hell.
Get control of your house.
Just get divorced. If that's your life, you're not living. Just get divorced. Zaz, I've been very pro premature early signs. Just get divorced. Why are you going to drag it out? This is clearly not a relationship that's going to last. It's not working out. Just do it.
I told my wife a long time ago, if we ever get to a place where you want to do this couples counseling, end it. I don't even do it. Just end it.
That's healthy.
With no effort by
That's
you.
good. That's good and healthy.
Let her know I'm not going to make any effort to save this
Just
marriage.
pull the Band-Aid off.
Yes.
Yeah. But if you do want help, better help.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Zaslow, Code Dan.
Zaslow's confidence has skyrocketed, but
DLB, sorry.
I remember that. I remember how wounded and broken Zaslow was at one point.
We broke up. Bad 2 months.
That was that's hilarious. Oh my God, you just took me back.
Oh man,
it was a bad 2 months.
When he was broken up.
Oh, it was hard times.
Oh my God.
Bad 2 months.
No. This is real. This is something
I don't know about this.
You couldn't escape it at the station because
it was so bad.
It was so heartbroken and emo.
Over a sports team?
No.
Oh, a real relationship.
His now wife,
my
they
wife.
broke up.
Oh.
Yeah.
They broke up for 2 months, and his life was hell.
I cursed out Joe Rose one morning too.
What?
Yeah.
The big dog.
Yeah, and all he did was, how the ladies treating you? Didn't mean it. It's just
No. It wasn't even that. Joe Rose was definitely doing that all throughout the breakup, and then there's one day where it's like he's talking about it on the air again, and I'm in the bullpen, and the show's over, and he comes by, and he's probably got a big smile on his face, and he sees me there, and I got the puss on my face, and he's like, you need to get over this already. and then oh my God, I went crazy. I was cursing him out. I was so angry.
I have a number of questions here. For those of you who do not know who the big dog Joe Rose is, this is who the big dog Joe Rose is.
That's good. Big juicy cheeseburgers, a Philly chicken. That's good. Onions. Mushrooms. It's good. Excuse me, can I have a side order of... Can I get some blue cheese with it? I like to dip my thick in that blue cheese they have there. Hey, you want some pasta and seafood dishes with fresh fish? It's good. So good. Yeah. There is nothing like a thick...
That's not edited, by the way.
That's just the raw file.
And I want you guys to fully absorb how much of a caveman you have to be when the person you just heard said, the person you just, not that person, the person next to me that you just heard say, I've told my wife already, if we do couples counseling, just end me and end the relationship. For that person to be yelled at by someone more primitive than him, you just need to get over it. That is the beginning of the evolutionary chart.
I have no stronger memory in my brain of a friend going through a breakup than the dude that just said, "Hey, we got a couples therapy. It's over." A lot of tough talk.
I'd say you're pretty close because about the same time, you with your wife.
I remember
went
that.
About the same time.
I remember that.
When I broke up?
Yep, I remember
I
that.
guess I bailed on Mataranos one time. That's all I did. Please. Why don't you go around the Grove? Ask around.
When I think
Joe Rose always had a great time when he asked me how the ladies were treating me.
Are we exploring breakups here? Let's go around the room.
Well, just the cursing out, though. The idea of...
I was so mad.
Just me and Spo at Green Street. All the time.
I couldn't take it anymore.
What'd you do? Why'd she end it?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I was a child. Like, you know, I was.
You still are.
I was a child.
You still are in some ways. The idea that that Zaslow would boldly, with his chest out, and this is just the new confidence talking, I feel like, when I just remember, I've rarely had a friend more despondent, and it was a brief period of time. Like, I recall Zaslow being fundamentally broken.
And he didn't hide it at work.
At
It
all.
was like
No, it was fodder.
But for Zaslow...
You'd go to the bullpen area and like, what's the latest?
But I want you guys, the shipping container, you guys to give the perspective on how bad a spot Zaz has to be in to dare to curse out Joe Rose, to even dare to do that, and given how young, given that Joe Rose is a monster in this market, and at the time, Zaz is just coming up.
And Joe Rose, like, literally got me that job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I'm there in the start. I kept my job because of me. But Joe Rose got me the job.
Did he respect you afterwards, like prison rules?
Maybe.
Nobody does that to Joe Rose. Like, that's not, I don't remember him being cursed out by anybody.
Not Lenny, Eric, Chippy, Scotty, or Mike.
There is nothing like a thick.
The Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz is sponsored by BetterHelp. All right, it's summer and you're feeling overwhelmed at work. You're not alone. 61% of people globally are dealing with higher than normal stress. That's a lot of us. Now, we can't all disappear to a beach and hit reset, but we can take small steps. For me, I like taking walks, soaking up the sun and unplug for like 30 seconds, punch a pillow. Hey, it helps. And sometimes you need a little more. That's where BetterHelp comes in. Whether it's learning boundaries, managing stress, or talking things out, therapy can help you feel more like you. BetterHelp has over 30,000 therapists, and they've helped over 5 million people. It's all online, super flexible, and you can switch therapists anytime. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Unwind from work with BetterHelp. All listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/DLB. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/DLB.